Hello, DCP. Welcome to another video. We're super excited today to have two of our awesome alumni from Princeton. I'm going to go ahead and have them introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, I'm Rodrigo. I am class of 2016 from DCP. I am a senior at Princeton, right, like Dulce said, and I am majoring in Spanish with minors in Latin American Studies, creative writing, and teacher prep.
Hello everyone, I am class of 2018 from DCP. I am a mechanical and aerospace engineering student at Princeton.
I chose Princeton because it's a really small school. There's about 5,000 students in total, which is small for college. And it's the sort of environment that DCP has, a very small, close community. And that's what I wanted. I wanted something I'm familiar with, but at the same time explore a little bit. And since Princeton is in New Jersey, it's out of state, 3,000 miles away. It's really far. So that was also a factor that came into play. I didn't want to stay in California. I wanted to be somewhere where I didn't know anyone, where I could meet new people, experience new cultures. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, basically the same thing. It was kind of like an exciting thing. I had the choice to stay in California or, move across the country where it snows, close to New York, close to these other big cities with completely new, different people. And it just sounded like a really fun adventure while also being like Princeton, as he said, it's really small. It's just like DCP. Like you get to know your professors, you get to know like the people around you really well. So it just seemed fun to go. It just made sense to just take it, move across the country and start over there.
My friends. I think about Princeton has more to do with, I guess, college in general. Independence, Lel touched on this a bit with being so far away from home. It's feeling like you're moving forward, like you're progressing in a way towards a um, bigger goal.
I must admit that the thing I like the most about Princeton is just the absurd amount of money they have. Because it just allows you to do so many things, so many things. Coming from a low income background, doing some of these things, if I had to pay for them, I just wouldn't do them. Like art classes. I know at many other schools you have to pay for your supplies. You have to pay for like literally down to the pencils you use. At Princeton, once you sign up, a week into the classes, they give you all of the supplies. You don't have a supply that you want to use in that art class, you just tell the professor and they'll purchase it.
The most challenging part about Princeton, I think it's just dealing with a lot of mental health issues that I was not aware about in high school, and just the effects multiplying once you get to college with the pressure, with the independency, and just learning how to deal with those, especially when it's a topic that your family, never talked about, or I don't even think that it was something DCP talked about. So I was unaware of how to deal with these things. So my first year was very challenging. I hated it. Sophomore year also sucked, and then junior year, I was 1 week away from finishing my junior year, and I just couldn't. So I ended up taking time off. That semester didn't count. And then I came back and finished the semester much stronger. But I think, like Leo mentioned, the fact that Princeton has so many resources helped. Access to mental health sources, like a therapist, are still a little difficult at Princeton, but not as difficult as in other schools, for example. So having access to that helped a lot, and that's sort of how I overcame it.
Basically are about the same. The mental health issues do aggravate once you get to college. Princeton is not uncommon to feel like you don't belong. My first semester was all right, but then it went downhill from there. And it was really rough to tell myself that it was all right, but I had no other evidence, and I had to. It was not until I actually opened up about, like, yeah, I nearly failed this class, that I actually saw a bunch of students be like, yeah, I nearly failed that class too, or like, yeah, that professor was garbage. I also, hate it. I also got like about the same grade as you did in that midterm or in that homework. And once I opened up about it, a bunch of other people opened up about it, because before that, you think everyone's, being perfect. And a lot of people in there are actually, getting perfect grades, but there's also a lot of people who are also struggling. And they're also scared of sharing it, because they feel like if they do share it, maybe they don't belong to the school.
My piece of advice would be to not worry about planning too much ahead into the future. As a senior in high school, I wanted to be a scientist. I wanted to go into medical research, and now I am getting my teaching credential, and I want to be a history teacher. And things change. Who you are as a person, that will change as well. So, you know, maybe just kind of go with the flow. Just enjoy college. It's a great experience. Yeah, something I would add on is that there's a lot that is expected from you. Um, Applying to college is already a big step, right? It's something that it a lot of students don't do because they just don't know. They don't have the resources. They don't have access. So you could feel a lot of pressure to be someone that you don't want to be. Like Lil said, just do you, and it may be something that's difficult, but really finding what you enjoy and what you love will make the transition to college uh, maybe not easier, but more enjoyable.
I would say just go and do as many programs as you are able to do. That's how I went from freshman sophomore year high school. I was doing a lot of art, visual arts, drawing, painting, and ceramics and stuff like that. I thought I was going to be an artist. Then I did a small program in engineering. Turns out I was more interested in that. You're in college to do what you want to do. Don't feel like you are responsible for your community. You don't feel like you're responsible for getting your whole neighborhood, your whole family of 30 out of poverty, because you're responsible for yourself above everything. And I know sometimes that's hard. It feels like a bad move, like you're betraying them. But DCP, DCP is, for example, DCP is like goal is to get you into college, not to get money out of you. you know like, and that's the same with your family, that's the same with the community. Your community is the one that has a responsibility to you. uh, and if they, it's up to you to feel like whether you want to do something for them or not. And of course, that doesn't mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. Like, if you feel inclined to do it, then if that's your passion, then for sure go for it. But you're responsible for yourself, and just do something that makes you happy.
All right, everybody, you heard it here first. We're so grateful to you, Leo and Rodrigo, for your time, for your wisdom, for being so vulnerable with all of us, and really sharing your story. So we wish you the best. Hopefully, y'all can come visit whenever we're able to go back. And for DCP, thank you for tuning in to another video. Please make sure to reach out to your advisor or your counselor if you have any questions about how to get to Princeton or any other college. Ms. Garcia at Alamark High and Ms. Torres at El Primero. And make sure to tune in to our next video. I'm highlighting our next one.